Welcome back. One thing I noticed is I'm not sure what I can do about it. Player unknown battlegrounds, right? Cool. But yeah, I'm blocking the mini map here, unfortunately. I guess one thing I could do is actually go up above, put my webcam up above the mini map. I generally try to keep it on the bottom of the screen because it just looks better. I could put it up there, although then you're blocking like a bunch of the game. But yeah, I don't know. I'm blocking some of the mini-map, but I think that's alright. And I mean, I knew I was, but anyway, let's go. Let's keep talking to people. That's what we're doing right now. Oh, wow. Oh! I didn't even realize these guys were prisoners. Fifth, I must authorize all prisoner visits. Alright, so that's good. Those guys are off the table for now. As far as conversations go, let's talk to Death Knell. Oh, you're over there. Watch yourself, Fatebinder. Really? That's how they talk to the Fatebinder? Well, a Fatebinder. Death Knell. You? As much an accusation as a question. The broad-shouldered woman shakes her head with a scowl. So you're Tunon's Fatebinder. I was expecting something more impressive. She bows in spite of her misgivings. Death Knell. Scarlet Fury. My time is yours for as long as it amuses me. The fighter effortlessly spins a bronze sword about in her hand. Alright, see you, Ace. Have a good one. Sleep well. Let's get one thing clear. Stick to your words and law. Leave the fighting to the grown adults. Your corpse would just be a tripping hazard to those of us having a proper bit of carnage sport. We've got enough useless twats lying around dying for our name as it is. All our horde recruits seem good for of late is piling in a shit-reeking mound on the battlefield. Oof. She hums low to herself and flips her sword side to side with several deft flicks of her wrist. Keeps up and we'll have to toughen our recruitment standards again. Now, what do you need? What were you expecting? Let's see. Death Knell counts on her fingers, conducting some mental tally. From your deeds during the conquest to how you've helped us since then, I expected a mountain, a warrior of colossal size who could shout a rampart wall into submission. But I think you'll do just fine. I don't think I'll warn her. What is your role in the Scarlet Chorus? Do you not recognize the Scarlet Fury when you see one? We are the warrior spirit of the chorus, scholars of sword and shiv. In peace, we train those tough enough to endure our lessons, but wise enough to learn from the best. In battle, it is our duty to slay our foes, and inspire the horde with our skill and bravery. We are fearless vanguard of this confused but glorious rabble. How has military life treated you so far? Oh, it's a wonder of wonders. I eat what I want, I shit where I want, and I kill who I want. Sometimes I even combine pleasures. She winks at you. My enthusiasm for the work brought me here, a decorated Scarlet Fury veteran, but I'll look for advancement. If it means killing one of the gang bosses, I'm not above taking a swing at someone bigger than me. Oh, it's so hot. They can be bigger than you, just make sure they don't hit harder than you. Wise words, sister. What can you tell me about the Scarlet Chorus? We are the voices of Nerat's, glory made manifest. In the chorus, strength rises and the weak feed the soil. She smiles, standing tall as she extols the army. Our ways terrify the cowardly and shock the naive, but our traditions exist to offer promise and prestige to those fit to claim it. We abandon all petty rules for one simple law: the strongest must lead. Said something about the horde thinning? Swelling until it's thundering, then crashing and receding. It's been the way of the chorus for as long as I've been in it. He offers a one-shouldered shrug, ambivalent if anything, but more likely just uncaring. We take our prisoners alive, give them a chance yet to live, to be reborn into something better. Putting any and every able body to the sword like the disfavored do is nothing but a waste. A conquered enemy is but a new ally. It merely requires the proper coercion. Of course, we do sometimes have the problem of lingering loyalties. Deserters are rarely successful in their escape, but they do try. The Vendrian guards, strengthened by their numerous blood ties, have been particularly stubborn, so I've a better plan hatched. And what, she tips her head to you, a smile playing at her lips. I had a feeling you'd see it that way. I'm thinking we redouble our efforts to recruit settlers, focusing on the unaligned and unsuspecting instead of flushing ourselves to the guilds with oathbreakers claimed from the battlefield. How exactly do you plan to convince them? Knife point has sufficed well enough in the past, but you've inspired me to try a more diplomatic approach this day. What do you say, Binder? You might be able to ease them into the idea and save the lives of their friends and neighbors in the process. If it means expediting the end to this meandering conflict, so be it. Remote settlement is now unlocked on your map. Woo! The Fury howls a satisfied laugh and smacks you dead on the back. My methods are surefire, you'll see. I'll mark the settlement on your map. She grins, biting her bottom lip bloodied. I can't wait to see the outcome of your efforts. Farewell. I wonder what would happen if I told her not to insult me again or whatever. What happened? Tape binder. Okay. We've got Fifth Eye over here and Snigler Dagos. Oh, and we did level up, right? Yeah, we've got 47 now. Cool, cool, cool. I like that. He's so sneaky.
It's all in the reflexes.
We got a Stubborn Aegis. Survivor, minus 15% all damage taken while health below 35. Oh wow, so it helps you survive too. Interesting. I forget if Barrick does have a shield, so that we might have actually found something better there. I don't know. We'll look in a sec. We should look through all our inventory too, since we did actually get some other stuff. All right, let's talk to Snigler Dagos here. Upon noticing your approach, the merchant straightens his posture and smiles. What an honor! The name's Snigler Dagos, originally from the relative tranquility of the Northern Empire. I've since accepted a nomadic life for the sake of keeping Kairos' forces supplied with only the finest goods, local and imported. Let me see your wares. It's not much, but let me know if you see anything that piques your interest. Ooh, some more. The scroll contains a magical expression which is used in spells that affect targets within a cone in front of the caster. Ooh. So more AoE. Wow, that costs almost everything I have, unfortunately. This is new spells that enhance the target's attributes and damage. Not the kind of mage I want to be. Scroll contains a magical accent which slightly increases the accuracy of the spell. I haven't had too many problems with accuracy, so not a priority, but could be useful. What the hell is Fire Eye Stone? Plus 10 control fire, an accessory. We've got some armor and weapons. But yeah, that channeled strength, lore 40. Ooh, that's tempting, but again, it's all our money. But I do want all the options, and that would be pretty nice. I'd probably put that on like what, fire, lightning, or ice would all be good. I was thinking ice though, just freeze everyone. Be pretty good. Oh, we don't even. Oh no, we do. That's the. So yeah, it's 7 right there, which is everything we have. I think I'll wait for now. Like maybe doing a quest will make him happier or something. I don't know. And I don't need it right now. We've got some pretty good spells. All right, looks like this is the last guy we have to talk to, and then we can get out of here. The binder of Tunon arrives, squealing with teenagers' timber, I guess. It's one of those words you read but never really have to try to pronounce. The fifth eye's voice makes your gums itch and your fingernails feel in need of a trim. And we just finished having a bit of sport with some captives, but worry not. We'll have more fun with another batch momentarily. Dressed in the bronze-red regalia of the Crimson Spears, the fifth eye beckons you to stand close, wagging a blood-spattered glove. Crimson Spears are the personal gang of the Voices of Nerat. These top enforcers of the chorus answer only to the Archon of Secrets, and all gang members must follow their orders as if they were the words of the Archon of Secrets himself. In contrast to the poorly equipped mobs they command, the Crimson Spears are armed with fine bronze and rigorous training, and their skills are regularly tested by rivals for their status. In the Scarlet Chorus, even the top gang leaders must be ready to prove their strength if they wish to lead. Now that you have issued this edict and doomed us all to die, have you come to help us climb out of this hole? Chirps of laughter emanate from under his mask. Trust you're getting your warriors ready for battle. We know the Oathbreakers are focused in the citadel beneath the mountain spire, but we have learned this is not the only nest. The fifth eye wags a hand in the air with a high-pitched squeal of displeasure. What is with this dude? Given their pattern of attacks, they must have a second group maintaining camp here in the outer valley, and unless we deal with this second group, they'll attack from behind the moment we cross the river. You have how large a force, and for all these weeks you've let the enemy move freely through the valley? I'm hurt. Insult my manners or maturity, but do not insinuate that I sit idle when there's blood to be shed. The Crimson Spear claps his fists together. We have dealt with countless Oathbreakers, but one group remains at large despite our best efforts. Captain Pelix's crew consistently evades or kills our own gangs. So you need help taking out these Oathbreakers? And while good old-fashioned slaughter would be an efficient solution, the smarter answer is not to kill them, but to add their strength to ours. My last group of scouts returned with a new batch of prisoners, and one of these prisoners claims she can lead us to the Vendrian's Guard's secondary camp, though there are shreds of deception in her voice. I should use your help questioning this Varia Kell. Perhaps you will get less screams and tears and more useful information out of her. If we knew where to ambush the Oathbreakers, we could try and take their captain, and show him the wisdom of joining the chorus. Why not just ask the Archon of Secrets? I thought he could interrogate anything. An unintelligible mutter escapes from under the fifth eye's mask as his posture stiffens. So apparently they don't really like talking about him. I'm sure you can drink all manner of cider, but that doesn't mean you'll drink every barrel of cider in sight. A boring, insignificant mind is a waste of the Archon's efforts. Makes sense? I've known the Archon to demand personal interrogations, but it's only ever been with leaders, mages, or others of great merit. I've often imagined the interrogation process is not to be taken lightly. Perhaps it's downright exhausting for Nerat. I will speak with the prisoner. I will meet you there. She is waiting by the other prisoners. Area was, I believe, this one, right? Yeah. Do you have anything else to say before we begin? The fifth eye, commander of the local Scarlet Chorus, surveys the camp, watching in stillness as all manner of violence and revelry occur around him. He offers a slight nod at your approach. Was there anything else? Oh man, more dialogue. What is your role in the chorus? While the whole of the chorus remains loyal to the voices of Nerat, I am truly the most loyal. His voice becomes wistful. Oh, so loyal. Of his numerous warriors. He's a Crimson Spear, part of the Archon's inner circle. Dozens of the strongest gang bosses answer to him, and from there the orders trickle down to the rest of the army. I am the Archon's Martial retainer and humble servant. I am his eyes and his ears, but also his mouth, for I speak with his authority when he is absent. He twirls his flanged spear in his hand, and I am his killing edge when the rabble is moved to war. Did you ask for this honor? I did not have to. The voices of Narat saw the need inside of me, and through his arcane ministrations burnt away the clinging, cloying parts of me that foolishly resisted his enlightenment. Okay. Disgusting as I may find this creature, the fifth eye is not the only one who has suffered changes in the service of this war. No, indeed, you ironclad behemoth. Okay. He looks Varric up and down with interest. Have you ever considered jumping ship and enlisting with the chorus? With strength like yours, we could have you leading a decorated gang in your first week. If I ever jumped ship, it would only be to sink to the bottom of the waves, beyond the reach of you and your parasite of an Archon. When did you take the vows of the court? Unlike most of the conscripts here, I did not need a cudgel against the head to see the wisdom of the Archon of Secrets. I proudly joined the chorus in its nascent days, left my home in Bastard City to join with the incoming chorus, and the rest is glory and history. These days, you follow the chorus or die. We who chose the path and killed to defend our place are the old guard. Even if it's been 2 or 3 years, the chorus has a short memory. What can you tell me about the Ascension Hall? At the center of Vendrian's Well, at the base of the mountain spire, he points to the northeast, where the spire cuts a vertical line rising above all other mountains. In the horizon is a small fortification. Ascension Hall is the name of the Citadel's inner council chamber. We had left a garrison when this valley was first taken in 429, with the Citadel being their base of operations. When the Oathbreakers staged the revolt, the garrison at Ascension Hall was defeated. It makes sense that Kyrus's edict would demand that we burn this rebellion back to its point of origin. What do you know of the disfavored commander? Iron Marshal Irenaeus is a doting warrior, just like the Archon of War. She's one of a few select disfavored, cautious, and cowardly enough to be trusted with the Archon's iron toddlers. No doubt her primary qualifications include being related to Ash. The Legion's a little bit into its pedigree, if you catch my drift. Keep insulting my commander and I'll slap that mask off your face. Not that I'm eager to see what's inside. I'm gonna insult both them. Yep, no, not this time, perhaps. I will respectfully save your censure for when I need to act in a much more despicable manner. That day is no doubt nigh. We are not children to be corrected and set in line. I have long distrusted the court for treating us as such, but I won't challenge you at this juncture. Say your piece about the Iron Marshal, then. Though I am loath to speak highly of her, I cannot deny she is a brilliant swordsman, and the other disfavored seem to take her seriously, despite the serious stick that propped up her backside. Who is the strongest in your camp? I am, naturally, says Verse. Well, the Archon is, without question, the mightiest in the camp. Deathnell is the master trainer here, and she's almost tough enough to take me. She's a biter, don't tell her I told you that, but she can be trusted to fight and lead. And while her humility is lacking, Verse is correct. She's been running with the Furies even longer than Deathnell. Too bad that Skill and Puissance did nothing to save her sisters. No humility? I like that in a fighter. Oh, Verse has a shred or two of decency, just enough to keep you guessing. You two should get along like a couple of caged parrots, squawking to each other's mutual delight. I swear, Fifth Eye gets barmier every time I speak to him. Is there a reliable quartermaster or peddler? Can't talk to Snigler Dagos. He's wise enough not to steal from you, and he'll only cheat you a little bit. He's right over there. But he has the important honor of trying to arm, all my merry little conscripts, so don't expect Kairos' armory or anything. Farewell. Okay, now let's talk to the prisoner here. Oh! Oh, there we go. He has arrived. Very well. Alright, so now we have permission to speak to, I don't know if it's one or both. Alright, let's see if now that he's here there were any other options. Alrighty then. So warm. It's midnight and it's still yuck. Please, someone, I wish to bow before the voices of Narat. I thought all could find redemption in the chorus. A woman in the makeshift armor of the Vendrian guard lurched forward in agony. Her soiled, trembling legs suggest she has been forced to stand for days. Ouch. This one, he flippantly waves at the prisoner, was hollering earlier that she knows the location of the Vendrian guard encampment. She isn't being entirely honest. I told this thing, the prisoner turns a pale moment before a look of determination comes over her face, that I wanted a guarantee I'd live and be welcomed into the chorus as a captain, then I'll talk. Otherwise, they'll just kill me once I've opened up. I was dumb enough to join with the Vendrian guard, but I'm not dumb enough to give away my bargaining brawn. Alright, you claim you would disavow your people for the Scarlet Chorus. Why the change of heart? Because I want to live, and you don't need to be the Archon of Premonitions to know that the younger realms are gone for good. She blinked several times, catching her breath. Tyros is the new strength of the Tears, and I would rather stand with the Archons than be crushed by them. Alright. Why should I trust this breaker? I suppose I have no answer to that. She swallowed nervously. When I joined with the Vendrian Guard, I accepted their broken vow onto myself. Have you not felt passion for a foolish cause, once you later came to regret? Well, my surrender is sincere, and I am willing to bow before the voices of Narat to prove it. That's interesting that that's our only option. Tell me what you know, and I can see to your release. I heard the chorus is looking for Captain Pelax Florian and his crew. I can lead you to them, but only if you release me. She turns her head, taking a long look at skewered and smoldering corpses around her. She tugs at her restraints to no avail. Let's go with subterfuge here. You're lying. Why don't you tell me what you actually know, and I'll see about saving you. Well, you see, taken by your demand, her lips move wordlessly for several seconds. So I don't know exactly where the rest of my crew is, but I can tell you. She shakes her head, catching her breath. Search that one. She reaches up with her right leg and points with her foot, calling attention to a nearby pile of corpses. The tall, dark one missing most of its face. Check his left boot. He was the literate one in our crew. He had the orders. With a snap of his fingers, a pair of firemen yank the boot off the fallen guardsman. A rolled parchment slides out of the boot and is thrust into the fifth eye's hand. He unfurls the scroll to give it a read. It's nonsense, just mash of words. Laughter erupts from under the mask. She said she had information. She gives us garbage. Slay this wretch for wasting our time. He snaps his fingers at a nearby Scarlet Fury, who promptly snatches a long knife from her belt. I heard her say she'd swear fealty to the voices of Narat, and initiation rite would be in order. I wish you gave us a little bit more information. Like, it looks like if we remain silent, they'll kill her, but I don't know what this will do. Seeing as you are an expert on the subject of fate, I will entertain your wisdom on the matter. What, then, would you propose we do with her? Send her back as our agent. When the time comes, she will aid us or we track down her kin. That seems both the most useful and the kindest. I will need to think of a good explanation for my escape, but I'm certain I can return and avoid suspicion. Thank you. You will not regret this act of mercy. This will end amusingly for the Vendrian Guard. Would be smart to assume she only escaped by our whims. You there! The fifth eye barks at a pair of guardsmen, beckoning them forward. Release our newest recruit. She has orders to infiltrate the Oathbreakers. See that she is escorted to the river's edge. Yeah, I have a feeling Fifth Eye is actually right on this. That probably will not end well. We'll probably get there, because I assume that we're going to get a quest for this, and she'll probably be dead. That's what I'm calling. I'll be right back. Gotta let my whiny ass kitty in. Ugh. Varia inhales deeply, flexing her fingers as she shakes off the stiffness of being tied to a post for days. I will return to the Vendrian Guard, act well my part, and await further instructions from the chorus. With a nod, she follows her escorts out of the camp. We're no closer to finding the Oathbreaker's position, not with this cryptic mess. She promised us answers, and all she gave us was gibberish.
Sorry to interrupt, but I highly doubt it's gibberish. More likely, it's one of the local scripts.
He sounds good for someone who's tied to a post. The voice comes from another prisoner tied up next to Varia. An older gentleman with the quills, ink, vials, and parchment scrolls one finds on the sages of the School of Ink and Quill. Ink smudges cover his cheeks, temples. Hey, Sungift, how's it going? Ink smudges cover his cheeks, temples, and ears. His clothes appear charred, and between the rips of the fabric you spot burn scars along his arms. Despite being emaciated and tied to a post, he offers a beaming smile. Who are you?
I'm Sage Lantry, one of the hired quills that was coordinating missives between the Vendrian Guard captains. They aren't paying me anymore and aren't coming to my rescue. So I'll decipher that parchment for you. That's what smart prisoners do, right? Make themselves useful.
One of the longest surviving schools of magic in the tiers, the School of Ink and Quill is a venerable institution devoted to the acquisition and preservation of knowledge, or so the sages profess. Putting more of their energy towards amassing knowledge than disseminating it, they began their scriptorium in 17 TR, and through a series of incremental expansions, the structure became the Vellum Citadel, only to be known as the Burning Library after Kyros's Edict of Fire brought ruination in 430. Not all sages know magic, but those that have mastered the guild's traditional spells can employ magic of protection and preservation. It is a poorly kept secret that the sages have gradually acquired a wide array of magic practiced by rival mage guilds over the generations. Running a household or army requires a great deal of logistical know-how, and it helps to be literate and capable of maintaining your own records and ledgers. Most leaders employ assistants, known as hired quills, to log harvests, schedule payments, balance payrolls, and dictate letters to friends and rivals. Can you read this?
Let me see. I can't.
Okay, read them a second time.
So, I don't know exactly what it says, but I'm half certain that's Sage Selwyn's handwriting. I'm sure I could decipher that in a few hours' time. Don't need my hands free, but I think better when not tied to a post. I know, I'm weird that way.
A few hours? Either you can read it or you cannot. What use is a sage that doesn't know his letters? I've heard all I need to hear. I say we have some fun with this one. Can't hurt to give him a few hours. You read the edict. I don't need to tell you the sundial is working against us. This addled old bag is just trying to stall us. The voices of Narat will be upset to know you squander the source of enemy intelligence. How true, then we shan't put him to waste. He will serve as a most riveting source of amusement as we put him on trial.
Fatebinder, I beseech you, be my advocate for this trial. I'm no fool. I know the chorus uses blood, not words, to settle these matters. But you are a servant of the Archon of Justice, are you not?
He obviously has useful information, yet you're willing to let him die for sport?
Clearly you need an education in Scarlet Chorus justice. Anything that satisfies their sick amusement is fair play. If the conquest is any judge, there are no limits to their depravity.
Did Graven Ash castrate you during recruitment, or do you just not know the meaning of the word fun? I'm actually curious.
With a shake of his head, the fifth eye gives you a shrug. Is it not obvious? If he is a true enemy of the Overlord, he will perish by our blades. If he can survive, then he is strong, and the strong lead. Thus his crimes will not be crimes, but simply the actions of the mighty. What's not to understand? This isn't alchemy. We need the prisoner alive. No, that's too weak sounding. Release the prisoner at once. I'm taking it into my custody. Or do we want to fight someone? I wonder who we'd fight. Did we fight someone? I mean, we are like this Fatebinder and stuff. I've been fairly diplomatic, but should we like pick a fight? I'm tempted. Let's see what happens though. Let's try to resolve it peacefully. Release this prisoner at once. I'm taking it into my custody. Oh! Ooh! They're forcing it! Not a chance. He's our prisoner. If you think you can crack the information we need out of his skull without troubling the Archon, that's one thing, but you're not walking out of here with our property. Ooh. I guess we'll go the lower option though. Damn. We are gonna talk our way out of this.
A most clever technicality. And I would happily serve the Archon of Justice's warrior. Especially if it means getting out of this mess without a perforated lung.
Silence, old man. Good luck bowing to the Fatebinder with your head pulled from your neck. The fifth eye jabs a finger at you. The chorus earned this prisoner right and proper. If you wish to rob from me, go ahead, but all will know you are the sort of Fatebinder to take as you please. Huh. Dang, we don't have the favor needed for that. I guess we still solve this peacefully if possible, then hand him over. Alright, so they don't like that. Fine, as a gesture of goodwill to an ally, you can have the stupid sage. Now be gone, you are sucking the joy out of my camp.
Thank you. Oh, I thought I was going
Damn, though, we missed another chance to get fighting.
Now, hand me that parchment. The sooner I can find out what it says, the sooner I can get out of this place.
Yeah, I didn't want to kill someone potentially useful. Didn't want to have to get in trouble there. Well, much of the parchment was weathered, but I could make out the important parts of the text. The note makes mention of a meeting spot west of Tripnettle. Tripnettle Wilderness is now unlocked on the world map. So the old sage knows his words after all. I'd ask that you travel ahead and see if you can't get this Captain Florian to yield to the chorus. They will strike at first sight of a chorus gang, but perhaps they will parley in yours if yours is the face they see. I know the area, and I suggest we go at once. I'll show you the way. I'm eager to be far from the stretch of camp. You're offering to come with me? Why? Because the alternative is what? Living here with these illiterate brutes? My old study is under a river of fire, and there's no family missing me. Besides, I'd much rather chronicle the binder that twice proclaimed an edict of Kairos. I'd be a fool to let someone else write your story. You want to chronicle me? Well, of course, even if the burning library is never rebuilt, our work to chronicle the days and events needn't cease. And you're a noteworthy player in this whole war. I can't think of another living Fatebinder that has been twice given the honor of proclamation. Swear fealty to me, and I will let you leave this place with me. If that is your price, I will pay it. I, Sage Lantry, School of Ink and Quill do pledge my services and skein to the Fatebinder, and by extension the Court of Tunon. Dang, we gained fear though. I know I may seem old and frail, but I know how to step lightly and how not to get killed. Really, I won't slow you down. Lead the way and let me know if I can be of service. Are we done here? Let's hightail it to Tripnell. If your new pet doesn't behave himself along the way, I'm not above clipping his ears. Why does it say we still have to win? Oh, there we go. It updated.
Right.
Okay, it looks like we have... What are you? Ooh, he's got some spells too. Titan's Touch. Oh, and he's leveled up too. What does it say? What class? I mean, there aren't really classes. Quill, Sage, and Preservation. We'll look at all this stuff later. But yeah, we got a new party member. We'll check out him in detail later. We also have a bunch more items that we looted along the way, some armor and stuff, so we'll check that out. I want to see, what was the name of that other spell? Scroll, I guess it was the Sigil of Channeled Strength, which is an expression. Yuck, I gotta like sneeze. Oh, Katie, I'll let you out in just a second. There we go, so an expression. So that would be a cone thing. We probably will get that. Ooh, and he's got 5 spell slots, so we'll have to make some spells up for him too. Did we get anything new by hiring him? Like, he's got... You cannot view or modify Titan Touch until you learn Sigil of Vigor. So even though I wasn't personally interested in it, if we want to modify those type of spells for other people, I guess we still have to buy it, which is kind of weird.
Sorry, I can't.
Alright, and I think we can get around here. It didn't look like it, so I didn't even try, but yeah, we actually can. Ooh, there we go. Again, it's kind of weird how the minimap spoils you, but that's is what it is. We got a heavy bronze ridge helm. Could be good on like someone we want armor on. Alright. Let's check the world map here. Oh, we could make our way straight there, which might be what we do. I wonder if you can go back down there if you have to go back to Scarlet. Can't. And oh, actually, it was there they suggested going immediately to. I wonder if we can wait though. We can kind of like go these over here since we are on the clock. We don't want to be running all the way across the map. Yeah, that's pretty cool. We've got some new places here, as well as our new person here. Alright, but yeah, that's going to be a good stopping place for here. We probably will be back with more of this tomorrow, although like I was... Actually, let's go ahead, save and quit here. There's our save file. Yep, here we go. Go ahead, exit here, and go to the webcam intro. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow with more of this, although as I was talking about earlier, we will get back to some tacticsy games too, because I know people do enjoy that. So we'll probably do more Battle Brothers or XCOM, and I was also talking about doing something that's less of a long campaign. We might do some Invisible Ink or something, which is a procedurally generated, more roguelike type tactics game with a focus on stealth. So that one's pretty cool. I've played some of that before. But yeah, so we'll be back tomorrow probably. Depends on how work goes and how tired I am and stuff. But we should be back tomorrow with more of this. And we do have some other stuff coming up, like tactics games. And when the new season hits, Diablo. Some people have asked for me to play Diablo. Not my usual style, but I do enjoy it and could be fun. And who knows, it's multiplayer too, so maybe some people would want to play that. people from chat, which would be kind of cool. But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Good night. Like I said, I'll be back tomorrow with more Tyranny, probably. Peace.